By the end of this video, you're going to have a good understanding of whether being a reseller would be something for you. Hi guys, my name's Spencer Lyon, and for those that don't know, I started a brand called Gully Garms in 2012 from a bedroom, sold around about 900 to 950,000 items online through ASOS, through our own websites, and also did festivals and things like that. Just thought it was a nice little fit to give a bit of prefix as to who on earth this is in front of you on the screen if you're just seeing this at random. And if you're not, hope everyone's okay. So today I wanted to talk about why you should be a reseller. Before we go into the question, I'll just break down what a reseller is for anybody interested. That is somebody who buys products at a cheaper price and sells them at a marked up price to make profit, to either make a side hustle, to be a business, to just explore that opportunity, I guess. When I look at why people currently in the market become resellers, I think it sits on maybe 2 or 3 different factors. One of them is the convenience. Being your own boss in 2024 is something that everybody wants to do. It's something that everybody kind of aims towards. It creates financial freedom and it also just creates flexibility. I suppose the financial freedom actually is maybe relative to how successful you are being a reseller. However, during different points in these videos, you'll maybe understand how to be better at being a reseller. Now, the second point as to why people would want to be a reseller is that it is you being your own boss. Again, with the convenience, it's you being your own boss, being an entrepreneur, which I will say with inverted commas just because I think that that's a word or a term that people can use to call you, but you should probably never call it yourself. I don't know why, but there's just a sort of underlying rule with that. So people being their own boss, that is obviously one major factor of why people would want to get into reselling. You are dictating all the aspects of it. Another major point that I think is that it is an interest, a passion, or an understanding of what it is you're reselling. When we look back at the actual product, whether it's books, whether it's clothing, whether it's electronic devices, some part of you has had some aspect of interest into that topic, which is why you've got into it. For me, mine was clothing, and how that started was going to charity shops, finding items that I liked and realizing that I could sell these and getting obsessed with it, getting models and, starting the whole ball of things. This bit is only specific to if you're a second-hand reseller or interested in that aspect. The green element, selling things that are second-hand, keeping them in circulation, encouraging the recycling and saving items from landfill. That could be one major factor why you do get into reselling. All reselling isn't second-hand, but second-hand is a big aspect of the reselling. When we kind of look at why people get into the reselling, there's some of the major points that I would think that people get into it for those reasons. What I want to look at before kind of giving an answer is looking at how to determine your compatibility with reselling. One major point that I've probably been drumming into a lot of the videos, the tedious aspect of the tasks you do. What I mean by that is that the photography, the sourcing, product uploading, categorizing, the organizing and the distributing is all by a one-to-one individual item basis. If I have this whole rail behind me there and I was to sell 30 items from it, individually I've got to find all 30, I've got to fold them all individually, and they all had to be washed and categorized individually in their own system. It really requires you, especially from a second-hand aspect, which is where my knowledge comes into it more so, which is where I'll focus. It requires you to fall in love with the processes of what you're doing and understand the element of the tedious tasks. Maybe you're somebody who is very quick to outsource jobs. Maybe, you get your mum packing parcels. Maybe you got your girlfriend taking photos for you. Whatever the system is, it still requires somebody to do those tasks. So when I talk about compatibility, it really has to come back to the question of, are you somebody that's happy with the processes, or do you want to just take a photo of one item and have multiples? Some elements will still be the same process of uploading products, but you can take one photo and have multiples. We're talking about the second-hand economy of things here, so I'm going to keep it second-hand on that basis. Compatibility is a big point because before you ask the why, you have to look within and kind of think, can I be that sort of person? Can I find compatibility, in myself to be somebody who can enjoy the task? The way that I would say to kind of understand this is to do it at a very small scale. Imagine that you was doing that at a bigger scale, pretty simply put. Do it for 10 items, do the whole process, set up a time of motion, time yourself however you want to do it, keep a time of motion, finding 10 items, washing 10 items, whether you do that, organizing them, photographing them, uploading them, and then that whole process. Understand how long each item takes for you to do those processes. By understanding all the processes and understanding the time, you can kind of then scale that mindset up and think, okay, if I was to do this for 100 products a month, how long would that take me? Bearing in mind that there's no guarantee that you will sell those 100 items quickly to actually do the processes to take all your products to market and wait for them to be sold. Compatibility is one of the biggest points with when I look at why you would want to be a reseller. The biggest point that I want to kind of home in on, or the two biggest points that I think of why you should be a reseller, and maybe see if one of these resonates for you: self-made business approach and a green economy. I know that in this country it can seem sometimes like there's a very different, or maybe a more sinister approach to people in the UK setting up their own businesses. It's not really promoted as much. You're not learning it in school unless you choose business studies. You're not given that kind of mindset of thinking about being your own boss. Learning and being your own boss, especially with what I did. I came from a background of learning how to make videos and like doing photography and the creative aesthetic. And I got into business just from a passion of getting obsessed with going to the charity shops. I enjoyed the process of uploading product, waking up in the morning and seeing if any had sold. I think at the time I had all the notifications on, so I got obsessed by the pings on my phone going, you've got a sale, or someone sent you a message, and it's very obsessive because it's instantaneous. 1 minute you could be sending a message, the other minute you could be selling an item, and it's your own version of like the Wolf of Wall Street of your buying and selling economy. For me, found it very exciting. But being your own boss allows you to learn mistakes, learn an industry, and educate yourself on something that you can create leverage for yourself. 12 years of being in this industry, I understood an unlimited amount of things that I can't mention, but certain things, you know, every day was learning new lessons, whether it was how to effectively save for tax and what VAT was all about, whether it was how to actually price a product, whether it was what to notice with old 1980s Adidas jackets, whether it was how to spot a fake Ralph Lauren tag, whether it was which platform was going to be best, where was ASOS Marketplace at the time. So many different things that I can't even go into that have so many subcategories, all out of the fact that I worked for myself and I learned for myself. So when you work for yourself, you learn for yourself. And I think that that is a great principle in life, that you can then take that learning ability into different parts of business, into different parts of the world. Being a reseller, one of the biggest points I would say in the secondhand part is the self-made mindset, and what you work and what you learn is all beneficial to the process of what you're doing. Now, the second point is the second biggest point. I'm not too sure actually. Maybe these sit in their own ways, in different ways. One of the biggest points, and coming from a second-hand economy, sustainability. Creating a recycling, green, nothing going in landfill economy. These products that you're able to buy at a cheaper price and sell, not only is making a profit for you as a business, or, you know, getting you to be able to buy more stuff and build it up slowly but surely. Being a green, a sustainable brand in 2024 is such a positive movement forward. Whether you want to take that as you can have some sense of pride in like a selfless-ish sort of way, like you are buying stuff that is secondhand, vintage, whatever it is, and you are distributing it again. You are saving items from landfill, you are promoting sustainability and green economies, and you are recycling and contributing to the extension of a product's life. Whether it is a book, a DVD player, or an old Adidas jacket, by you reselling it, you keep it in circulation, which therefore doesn't put it in landfill, doesn't take it out of circulation, extends the life of the product that was made. I'm a big advocate of the sustainability approach, but also coupled with that business aspect of it as well, learning and working from the mistakes and creating a mindset for yourself. Okay, I'm learning about these brands, I'm learning about this, while simultaneously saving items from landfill, creating a green economy for yourself, hopefully being sustainable in the approaches that you do it, is two of the main reasons why I think you should get into reselling. Again, it's a bit of like a trifecta. Those 2 points sit almost in different points alongside the compatibility. You have to first understand whether you are compatible for the industry before those points maybe come into their alignment for you. Maybe you are really wanting to be your own boss, but you are very impatient. This might be something you have to learn by trying it. You know, you've always bought secondhand clothing, you've really like to encourage the saving of items from landfill, and you want to have that entry point. Before you can get into that entry point, You have to first test your own compatibility with the processes of understanding it. I never thought about being my own business at the start, and I never thought that I was doing this to save items from landfill. What allowed me to get into this industry? The nature of the resilience I had, the leverage of the time that I was able to have because I was studying at university, a natural personal thing of being obsessed. Even with the YouTube videos, I'm doing them every single day. I have an obsessive nature. I like to run with things, and I put my all into it, and consistency. That's what I would really say about why you should get into reselling. Hopefully these points resonate with you. Maybe that's enough food for thought for you to go away and think, right, let me actually take 10 products, do a time of motion and think, okay, it took me 2.5 hours to do all the processes for 10 items. Is each item worth 1/10 of 2.5 hours to me? Ask yourself those questions, and feel free to drop a comment. Let me know how you find it. If you want to continue watching any of the videos I've got, there's some videos on the screen now that you can continue to watch and explore different ideas. I have lots of videos online, one a day, every day at 6:30 p.m. Look forward to seeing you on the next one, guys. Stay safe, stay sustainable. Keep doing you, man, or woman.